You're paying for ads, you're getting the clicks, so where are the customers? It's one of the most frustrating and, honestly, expensive problems in digital marketing. In this explainer, we're going to break down how to find and fix the leaks in your sales funnel so you can stop wasting that ad spend. Let's get right into it.
So, does this whole scenario sound a little too familiar? You've put together what you think is a great ad campaign, the clicks are coming in, but your sales, your leads, they're just flat. It really does feel like you're pouring money straight down the drain. It's a tough spot to be in, but the good news? It's totally solvable.
All right, for the next few minutes, I want you to put on your detective hat. Think of your website as the scene of the crime. And those disappearing visitors, that's the mystery we need to solve. We're going to investigate the clues, find the culprits, and finally close this case.
So, our investigation starts right at the source, the very first moment a potential customer interacts with your brand, the ad itself. This is where you make a promise. And the big question is, are you making the right one? You know, it might sound super obvious, but one of the biggest leaks happens right here, with the wrong ad text. Your ad is basically the first filter. If it's not set up just right, you're either pulling in the wrong crowd altogether, or you're accidentally pushing the right people away before they even get a chance to click. So a winning ad really comes down to these four things. First, show off what makes you unique. If you've got free shipping, shout it from the rooftops. Second, be specific with your prices and promotions to help people make a decision. Then you've got to give them a clear call to action. Literally tell them what to do next. And finally, use your keywords so they know, without a doubt, they're in the right place. The goal here isn't to be clever, it's to be crystal clear.
Okay, so your ad worked. You got the click. They've accepted your invitation to the party. Now comes the digital handshake, that moment they land on your page. And this, right here, is where so many businesses completely drop the ball.
This all boils down to one thing: message match. It's so important. If your ad is screaming 50% off all digital cameras, your landing page better be screaming it right back at them, loud and clear. Don't make people hunt for the offer on some generic homepage. And look, if you promise a product is in stock and they land on a page that says unavailable, you haven't just lost a sale, you've completely broken their trust.
I absolutely love this analogy from the source material. It's just so simple and perfect. If you promise mangoes, you have to show mangoes immediately. Any confusion, any disconnect at all, and that visitor is hitting the back button so fast you won't even know what happened.
But let's say you get the message match perfect. Your ad for mangoes leads to a beautiful page full of delicious mangoes, and yet the visitor still leaves. What's going on? Well, the next clue in our investigation is speed. Because if your page takes forever to load, it doesn't matter how amazing your offer is, nobody's going to wait around to see it. There's a blunt but very true saying in marketing: if pages aren't loading, nobody is converting. So the next step is to huddle up with your web team and investigate your page speed. Simple technical fixes, things like compressing your images, minimizing redirects, or just cleaning up your site's code can make a huge difference in your load times and keep visitors from bouncing. All right, so your ad was clear, your landing page was a perfect match, and it loaded up in a flash. Awesome. But our investigation is not over yet. Now we need to follow the user as they actually move through your site. What path are they taking? And more importantly, is it the path you want them to take? As the person behind the website, you have an ideal path in your head, right? It's logical, it's efficient, and it leads straight to a sale or a lead. Something like this: home, to services, to contact us, to a successful conversion. A perfect little journey. Of course, the ideal path is almost never the real path. The reality, which you can find out by digging into your site's analytics, is usually a lot messier and honestly way more revealing. It'll show you exactly where the roadblocks are. So let's look at a super common real-world user path. They land on your services page, but instead of clicking Contact Us, they use your site's search bar. They look at the results, and then they're gone. This is a massive clue. It's telling you they couldn't find what they were looking for on your services page, and then your search function failed them too. Bam! You've just found a huge leak in your funnel. So how do you actually measure the impact of all these leaks? It really all comes down to your conversion rate. This simple formula is your ultimate report card. It tells you exactly what percentage of your visitors are actually doing the thing you want them to do, whether that's buying a product or filling out a form. Now, let's make this real. By tracking your conversion rates, you can start comparing different campaigns. Just look at this chart. Campaign A is bringing in a ton of visitors, but almost none of them are converting.
Meanwhile, campaign B has less traffic, but a much higher percentage of those visitors are turning into customers. This data is pure gold. It tells you to go investigate what's broken with campaign A and to double down on what's clearly working with campaign B. So, after our big investigation, we've pinpointed the key spots where you might be losing that precious paid traffic: the ad, the landing page, and the journey on your site. But the real takeaway here is that fixing these leaks is not a one-and-done task. It's a continuous cycle of improvement.
And that brings us to the improvement loop. It's simple. You test a change, maybe new ad copy or a different landing page layout, then you evaluate the data. Did the conversion rate go up or down? And finally, you take what you learned and you repeat the cycle. It's this constant process of making small, smart changes and measuring their impact. Test, evaluate, and repeat.
And there you have it. That's our investigation. You now have the framework to be a detective for your own website. You know where to look for the clues, in your ads, on your pages, and all through your analytics. So the only question left is, where are you going to start digging first?